Hi, and welcome to Accessible Web Ramp. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate domain verification by script. If you signed up for Ramp using an email that does not match the domain of the website that you're creating an account for, you'll be asked to verify your domain before you can continue with account setup. We'll click Verify Domain to open up the Independent Domain Verifications options menu. You'll see here that there are 3 options for independent domain verification. I encourage you to check out my videos on verification by DNS and domain verification by email for alternative methods of verifying your domain. In this video, I'm going to discuss domain verification by script, which involves activating and installing the Ally Center on your website. I'll click on Ally Center, this linked here, to take me to the Ally Center section of the Ramp settings page, which is where you'll activate and install the Ally Center from. Let me give you a little bit more information on what the Ally Center is, though, first. Our Ally Center is a way that you can demonstrate your commitment to accessibility and improving the accessibility of your website, as well as making sure that every user can access your website equally. Within your Ally Center, you'll find an accessibility policy, as well as a Get Help form for accessibility issue reporting. Optionally, you can display a public log of accessibility remediations, and if you're part of our Ally Partnership Program, you'll have an Ally Partner tab, which discusses the program and the fact that you're working with a third party to ensure accessibility. All right, so now let's take a look at how we can activate and install the Ally Center. First, you'll want to make sure this box here is checked to activate the Ally Center. Next, you can decide whether or not you want to keep your accessibility log publicly displayed in the Ally Center. For the sake of this example, I am going to uncheck the public accessibility log box because I don't want to make my accessibility log public at this time. I just don't have any example log entries in the log yet, so it's irrelevant for the example. You'll notice that we pre-populate your accessibility policy field with a default policy. You're encouraged to customize this for your organization and your organization's accessibility goals. But having an accessibility policy listed, whether it's the default or a customized one, is an important element of letting your users know that you are committed to accessibility. And finally, you'll want to make sure you fill out the accessibility advocate form information. This is the contact that users can reach out to if they encounter any accessibility barriers on your site. This allows you to provide reasonable accommodations to assistive technology users and users with disabilities. It is important to provide more than one means of contact here, like phone and email, so that if a user can't email, they can call you and vice versa. All right, so finally we'll click Save Settings to activate the Ally Center. Now the Ally Center is active, we're going to head on over to Installation API Key and click this button in the right-hand corner, which opens up the Ally Center installation information. So you'll see that there are a few different methods for installing. If you have a WordPress site, you can use the WordPress plugin. If your site is not built on WordPress, then you can copy this code snippet at the top here and paste it as close to your closing body tag as possible on the site. But for this example, I am going to demonstrate installing the Ally Center using the WordPress plugin. For additional information on Ally Center installation and customization, because there are several different appearance customization options you have as well, I encourage you to check out my video on installing and customizing your Ally Center. All right, so we are using the WordPress plugin for this example for domain verification, and I'm going to copy this unique API key here. Once I have that copied, I'm going to head on over to my WordPress account. We're going to go to the Plugins tab and add New. In WordPress plugins, we'll search for Accessible Web, and we'll scroll down to find the Accessible Web Ally Center plugin. Here it is. We'll click Install Now. Once it's installed, it'll give you the option to activate, so we'll click Activate. And this should bring us over to the plugins settings page in WordPress. Find the Accessible Web Ally Center plugin, click on Settings, and then just copy and paste the API key that we copied, or you don't copy and paste, but paste the API key that we had copied over from the Ramp instructions right here, and click Save Settings. Typically, this API key may be pre-populated when you install the plugin, but it's always good to check and make sure that it matches the API key provided over in RAMP here, just because it does need to match this in order for it to accurately install your Ally Center. Once those settings have been saved, your Ally Center should be installed on the site. You can head on over to your site to check. All you have to do is usually refresh the page, and if you installed it correctly, you should see it pop up. And until you customize the location and appearance of your Ally Center, it'll appear as a floating badge in the left-hand corner. All right, you can see that the Ally Center has been installed. It looks a little different because the example website I'm using is not part of our Ally Partner Program, and because I chose to keep that accessibility log private for now. All right, so finally, in order to verify your domain, we're heading on over to RAMP, and within RAMP settings, we'll click on the first tab here that just says RAMP, and it gives you the option to verify your domain here and right next to your primary monitoring environment. Just click on one of these verify buttons, which opens up that domain verification options menu again. And your last step in verifying your domain by script is to click verify script from this domain verifications options menu, and success! Our domain has been verified and you can proceed with account setup. All right, if you run into any issues verifying your domain, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are more than happy to help you with verification.